Hello, my name is Moose and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be heat molding my Bont Parkstars. Now when I was researching how to heat mold these, I found that there wasn't a ton of ways out there to do it, and there's not a ton of videos out there as well, so I figured I'd make my own. Now Bont themselves recommends two ways that you can heat mold them, and it just depends on what you have. The first way is with an oven, and the second way is with a hairdryer or one of those like craft heat guns if you have one of those. I'm going to start by talking about the two methods that you can use to heat mold your Bont Parkstars or any Bont boots that you have. The first method is with an oven. The oven method is meant for those who feel like they need to heat mold the entire boot because it's easier to just throw them in the oven to heat them up and not with a hairdryer, because that would take way too long, especially if you really need to heat mold like very specific areas. Like if you have one that is just slightly too small, then you might need to heat mold them a little bit more, so you want to throw them in the oven instead of using a hairdryer. When using the oven method, you'll want to preheat your oven to either 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on where you are in the world or what your oven is capable of doing. When you're getting ready to throw your boots into the oven, you'll want to make sure that you take out the insole and take off the wheels, the bushings, and the trucks. So you'll just want to make sure that you throw in like boot like this, or a boot with just the plate itself. All Bont boots need to be thrown in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Any longer than that and you would actually run the risk of damaging the boot or the fiberglass body itself. A big tip for those who are going to use the oven method: do not put your foot in there right away because you will burn yourself. Give it a few minutes, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes after you take the boot out of the oven to cool off. Use your fingertips or your palm to feel the inside of the boot and feel if it's still super hot. If it's hot to the touch, obviously don't put your foot in, but if it feels warm but like you can still grab it, then that's when you'll want to put your foot in there to start heat molding. The second method of heat molding your Bont Parkstars or any Bont boots would be with a hairdryer or like a craft heat gun if you have one of those. This method is for anybody who either doesn't have an oven or needs to only heat mold specific areas on the boot and not the entire boot. I specifically only need to heat mold maybe like 1 or 2 places on the boot to feel comfortable after I tried them on, so I don't feel like I need to throw them in the oven. So I'll be using and showing you guys the hairdryer method, but there is a video, and I can link it down below, for the oven method for those who are interested in doing that or who need to do that. So now that we've talked about the two methods that you can use to heat mold the Bont Parkstars or any Bont boot that you have, let's get started with heat molding mine. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unlace these a bit so I can get my foot in here, and I'm just going to double check the areas that I feel like I need to heat mold just to make sure that I'm heat molding in the correct places. So I've got it on, so I'm just going to lace it up nice and tight. So I've laced it up nice and tight just so I can feel where I think I need to heat mold a bit to make it feel a little bit more comfortable. I did not tie it just because I don't feel like the ankle is going to need any changes. Mainly, it feels like the outside of my foot, kind of in this portion right here where your pinky toe is going to need a little bit of stretching on this foot, and I believe it's going to be the same on this one. So I'm just going to double check that quick. Alright, nice and tight, and yeah, same thing on this foot. I'm going to have to just do the outside portion of my foot where the toes are, and everything else feels fine. So let's just get started on that area. So I've taken the shoes back off so I can get started on heat molding. And since my problem is mainly with the inside of the shoe, I'm going to focus with my hair dryer mainly on the inside to heat up the area that I need to stretch out a little bit. And then after that, we're just going to use this just because it has a edge that I can use to kind of push out. You can use like a back of a screwdriver or any tool that you have, as long as it's kind of round and you can push out the area that you need. You'll want to make sure that your hair dryer is on maximum heat, obviously, so that you can heat up the area a little bit quicker. You don't really have to worry about heat damage as much because you're not going to be heating it up fast enough that it should actually cause damage. Let's get started. it up a little bit and then take whatever object, go in there and push it. And just repeat the process until you feel like you have got it molded enough that you can put your foot back in there and check. I'm going to put my foot back in and double check. Obviously wait until the boot cools down again. Alright, that feels like a perfect heat mold to me. I have just enough room now that it feels like my toes aren't being squished on the side, which is awesome. Perfect. So then this foot is all done. So let's just repeat on the second foot. Alright, I've got both boots on and they actually feel really good. I think that that is all of the heat molding that I actually need to do. There wasn't a ton because these actually fit like a glove. My feet are just a little too wide for the width that they have set for the size that I got, but that's okay. I just needed to push it out just a tiny bit and they feel great now. So I'm glad that I did that. The length feels good. I don't think that it's actually too long. I think if I wear thicker socks with them that it'll be good. If I do ever decide to order another pair of Parkstars though, I will probably go with the half size down. Since I got a 6.5 this time, definitely gonna try a 6 next time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you did and leave a like down below and a comment, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, especially if you'd like to see that mounting video, and let me know if there's any videos that you'd like to see from me down below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!